What's up, Colby Sharp, 5th grade teacher. Welcome to my channel where I try to help kids fall in love with reading. Today we are looking at the books that my 5th graders are reading here as we are a couple weeks into autumn. First up, Bad Sister. Holy smokes, I love this graphic novel because the main character is the bad sister, making some bad choices. The kids love it. I asked this reader if she was a bad sister, and she just looked at me and went, love it, love it, love it. The World's Worst Time Machine. I was talking with this reader yesterday about this book, and she was telling me about why the time machine is the worst and what's happening, and it sounds really fun. I have not read The World's Worst Time Machine, but it sounds like I need to check it out. And the real deal, this kid is listening with his ears and reading along, following along to Lindsay Stoddard's The Real Deal. His 4th grade classroom last year read aloud Lindsay's Just Like Jackie. They read Just Like Jackie in preparation for Lindsay's visit. So isn't that cool to see? Even almost a year later, an author visit still paying dividends in the choices that readers are making in their independent reading time. The Real Deal. If you haven't read this book, oh my goodness, I read this aloud last year to my 5th graders. It was one of their favorites. Over here we have the Babysitters Club book 1. This kid's actually not read the Babysitter Club graphic novels. Holy smokes, the new one just came out. So we have a few readers who have been reading those. Also the Ben Hadke's books, Mighty Jack and Zeta, both series, have become really popular, which is fun because this is the book where they come together. Harry Potter, Chamber of Secrets, another kid who is listening with his ears on a Kindle and following along in the book. And then Hilo. Hilo has really found an audience in this classroom the last several weeks. A bunch of fans have been born and are all about Judd's amazing graphic novel series. And check it out. I had a quote in the book right there. And then also my son right here. He has a quote in the book too. So, you know, Sharps love it. 5th graders love it. Who doesn't love Hilo? So stinking. Look at this. The Mouse and the Motorcycle, Beverly Cleary. This book was read aloud to me in this school down the hall when I was in, I believe, 2nd or 3rd grade. Either Miss Baker's 2nd grade class or Miss Fry's 3rd grade class. We read The Mouse and the Motorcycle. Look at that. 30-some years later, kids at Parma still reading it. Oh, this girl's all about kind of like the books that we grew up on. We read the BFG. Now she's reading The Mouse and the Motorcycle. I just love it. It just feels like an old soul. I told you Zeta is popular. Legend of Zeta the Space Girl. And Spy Camp. This is the kid. You have one almost every year who's just all about it. Doesn't need you, just wants to read. Has read so many of these before they even came to class. Getting books like this for their birthday. They just know books almost as well as I know books, and it just makes me so happy to see a kid living a reading life, loving books, and I just want to hang out and talk books with them all day. But they're reading Stuart Gibbs' Spy Camp. They told me all about a bunch of different Stuart Gibbs books. I think of pretty much all the books in the series that they have read. And then also Belly Up, those books. Yeah, huge Stuart Gibbs fan. Who knew? How awesome is that? You notice anything unique about this group? We got some Wild Robot readers, so let's start with them. Got a kid who's finding their way into the Wild Robot series, reading book 1. And maybe that's because they sit next to 2 kids who are about to finish the series. So we all about it. We are all about Peter Brown's amazing books here, and it's fun to see so many kids read it. They had, half of my students-ish had their 4th grade teacher read aloud the first 2 books. So when they found out Wild Robot Protects was coming out, it was on. A couple of them even reread the first couple of books the first 5 or 6 weeks of the school year so that they were ready when Wild Robot Protects came. Sisters is probably the most popular Raina book in my classroom, which is wild because any given day someone's reading Sisters, someone's reading drama, someone's reading Smile. They are all wildly popular with the kids that I served. And a scary book from our school library. Doesn't that look terrifying? Would you read that? I don't really do scary books, but it's fun to see them. Like 5th grade, man. So many awesome books, such a variety of books. It's fun to see them start to develop some preferences, starting to make some adjustments to what they're reading. This is a really special class. Last group, this kid found the Mighty Robot series recently, and they're reading kind of like the old school version and the new school version. This is the amazing Dave Pilkey series. The updated Cub books are illustrated by Dan Zantad. They're just awesome. Engine nerds, let's go. Always exciting when a new kid in my class discovers Jared's series. We had a whole bunch of kids who were really into this last year. Chunky Goes to Camp. The first Chunky book was one of my favorite graphic novels from a couple years ago. I actually haven't read the sequel, but man, that first one, so Good. And we're going to camp soon, so maybe that's why. Fish in a Tree, we just finished reading aloud this amazing book yesterday in our 5th grade classroom. And this girl, she's kind of like found herself ahead of us, behind us. She's just kind of like, you know, some days she was ahead of where we were, some days we're behind. Yesterday was our last day of reading aloud. And a lot of times that last day of reading aloud, I will read a lot. To just kind of model for them, like, you know, when you get to that exciting end and you're so invested in it, you're going to find extra time to read and you can't stop reading. So we do that a lot of times with our read alouds. The brand new Babysitters Club book, book 14, Stacy's Mistake, takes place in New York City. I Survived, right? Where is there a classroom that someone's not reading I Survived? Probably not many 5th grade classrooms around the world. Abe in the After. I book talked this one of the very first days of the school year, and all these weeks later, a kid picked it up, started reading it yesterday, already on chapter 3, seemed to really dig it. He was like, came up to me on our way to recess yesterday. He's like, I'm at the best part, I'm at the really good part. I'm like, dude, you got so much best parts coming, just hold on tight. This is a wild book. It takes place after a pandemic. There's like 20 people living on a small island off the coast of Maine. And like everyone that they know has died during this because of this virus. They haven't actually seen anyone in 20 years. And in the opening pages, Gabe sees someone in their area. Oh, it's so good. So if you haven't read this, check it out. Those are books my 5th graders are reading. They're reading a lot of awesome books. I hope the readers in your life are reading some awesome things. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing, liking the video, leaving me a comment about maybe the books that your kids are reading. My name is Colby Sharp. Hope you have an awesome-tastic day.